Hi, I'm Dr. Bertice Berry, and I want to tell you a story. It is a difficult story, but stay with me. Hundreds of years ago, Africans were captured, they were shackled, thrown onto boats, and brought to the Americas to make the Americas great. They weren't selected randomly. They were selected because they were blacksmiths and brick masons. They knew how to harvest rice or cotton. They knew how to yield things that would not be brought forth otherwise. They were builders. They were mathematicians. They were brilliant. They were enslaved and tortured on that boat ride, and then when they landed in Virginia, they had to walk to wherever they were going. The slave owners, the white slave owners who enslaved these people, because slaves were not captured, people were captured and they were enslaved, were given land based on the number of enslaved people that they had. Now, if you needed money, you mortgaged the people. The land was a grant. Anything on the land was an improvement to the land. So the only thing that was of worth were those people, and they were mortgaged to get more wealth. Hundreds of years go by, and somehow those people survived. They not only survived, they thrived. We've gone from being thought of as inhuman, just animals, because you have to think that way about people in order to enslave them. Then the belief was, well, they're not inhuman, they're just not mentally equal to white people. Then someone said, well, they're mentally equal, they just don't try hard enough. And then someone said, well, they're mentally equal, they try hard enough, and they're human. However, that was a long time ago, and we don't want to hear it no more, and stop picking at that scab. And then somebody said Black Lives Matter. In order for all of this to get better, to heal, to move forward, Black lives have to matter. And then my white brothers and sisters joined in with that chant, and they said yes. And then somebody said, but we're in a pandemic, and I'm tired of hearing about those folks. I know it was hundreds of years, but for 6 months we have to hear about you, and it's tiresome because I'm accustomed to being in the center of the narrative, and I want my place back again. So somebody who was born with a stolen silver spoon in his mouth had the audacity, or as my mother would say, the unmitigated gall to suggest that we might not like success. We may just fear success, and that failure to embrace the idea of success is the thing that keeps us complaining. There are so many ways that I can go with this, but I'm going to keep it personal because I'm telling a story. When I see people who say to me, you made it, you worked hard, you pulled yourself up, you educated yourself, there's nothing further from the truth. There were hundreds and millions of souls at the bottom of the ocean and on the end of a noose who saw me to where I am. There were hands of folks, black and white, Asian, gay and straight, who pulled me through that door that had just a sliver of the way open. There are old women praying for me right now. And there are folks who don't look like me, who whisper, come here. I've never done anything on my own, and I own that. And I'm not the one who's better than the others who look like me. The irony of this is the folks saying something that ridiculous have never achieved half of what I've worked for. And yet they suggest that the others who look like me just won't try hard enough. How dare you? Even you don't fear success. That's somebody's weekend certification class that had nothing to fill the time but a theory based on an assumption, based on poor research of two folks. You don't fear success. You may be afraid of change, but nobody fears success. And I've peeped into some of those rooms. It's not even something you want. Because if success comes at the cost of my brothers and sisters, all of you, black, white, everything, if success comes that way, it's not success. We don't have success until all of us get there. And all of us don't get there until you see me. And so every day I tell a story of hope, of education, of inspiration, of information, of love to help us get there. And some days I want to laugh. Some days I want to cry. But every day, every single day, I know the truth. That until everybody's free, nobody's free. And that privilege is not privilege when people in power are doling out small amounts to make you think you got it and I don't. People, stop buying the divisiveness. Stop buying the lie. Pick up a book. Read. Learn. Just one book that shows you a history that you don't want to accept. That this thing is great because of free labor on stolen land. It's a hard truth, but we are getting somewhere. We're getting to the point of realizing who we are and how we got here, and that until we make it right, we all can't go forward. These young folks are pushing this envelope, and babies, folks are pushing back. But that's just a sign that something is working. And those ancestors of mine, the ones at the bottom of the sea, the ones that hang from a tree, they are looking, they are smiling, and they're saying, come on, baby, you gonna get here. I love you.